Good afternoon, everybody. Gotta shut off my ringer here. How's everybody doing? You got anybody here? Man, it's so quiet in the village right now. Terrible weather today. Terrible. Trying to wait. Actually, the sugarcane crushing season was supposed to open, but I heard today actually that it's delayed. No, at least for Lambasa, it's supposed to open on the 24th. What's today? 22nd. Now they delayed it till the 1st, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how can the trucks go into the fields and stuff? It's been raining for like the last week and a half, so there's no way.
Polisia, tangannya.
Tangane. What do we got going on? What's going on Twitter today? You see anything?
No, not really.
No?
I was out at the forest in the office.
Where's your mic?
Hey.
Oh, Violet guy. Man.
Yeah,
So,
Polisia Lana. Oh, Lana,
hey.
Polisia is KKU's wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What's
Yeah.
up? Thanks for joining. It's awesome. Oh, so actually, I was actually talking to somebody. I just see here like Suva City under attack by loitering youth. This is like I actually heard it in town today in Lambasa. Like people like there's a lady at the store or at a store, a manager of a store. She's like, "Yeah, I don't want to move to Suva because it's like it's too much going on. It's too sketchy." I was like, "Wow, really? It's really that bad?" People are like, "Yeah, you just in Lambasa, you just get to move around freely. Like it's like no worries, things are safe." I'm like, "Oh, come on, it can't be that bad." But where's the bad parts of Suva? Like usually, like so me and Stephanie usually stay on Turak, and like my dad, like he was like moved overseas and spent most of his time overseas over the last like 25 years, right?
Yeah.
And so, but his experience with Turak, like back in the day, I guess, is like it's a sketchy place. But I think it's been I think it's not the same Turak as it used to be. Am I wrong? I think.
Like back in the days.
Yeah, back in the day, he's like, "Oh, you have to be careful. Don't stay on Turak. Like that's the worst place." And I'm like, "Oh, no."
I would say the red zone. That's what they call it, the red zones. Eh.
Oh.
So I think there's a lot of red zones in Suva.
Oh, really?
Rewanga, Batuanga, Top Line. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In
That's what I thought.
Lambasa, probably Nondamu. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what they always say.
I mean, definitely in Suva, when I walk around, like I'm not like counting my cash or anything. Like like not pulling out my wallet and like paying for like showing like I'm trying to be a bit more discreet like with my money and stuff.
You know what? You know what I always do when I go around in Suva?
What?
I put my money, like my wallet and my money, on the left side of my pocket, and like I'll put like a separate like coins on the right side of my pocket. So if anybody just asks, like, already I got like
right
a few coins there.
Yeah. People are like keyed into me. So when I go to Suva,
they do that. They do that.
Yeah.
I've had an experience once. They would come and just like tap my pockets, like, "Hey, you got some money?" I said, "No, I don't have any money." And they would be like, "No, I can hear the money there."
What?
I was like, "Bro, don't you read the room?"
I did give money to a guy once, and I like pulled out my wallet and I like gave him a 5 or something, but I also had like 100 in there. I was like, "Unless you want this 100." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, come on." And Steph's like, "Are you crazy? Stop it. That's so mean." I was like, "Yeah." I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't trying to be a dick, but maybe not the best move. Yeah.
Hey, Tony won it today. He's finally.
I thought that was on the weekend.
No, today. I was wrong.
Oh,
but
so he said, like full on.
You want American Idol? He sang Monsters with James Blunt.
With him?
With him.
No way.
Bro, I was tearing up. I was crying. I was tearing up. Everybody. No.
Okay. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay. We're gonna watch it right now.
It's crazy, man.
Monsters. I am EM.
Is it pronounced EM? I think EM.
EM Tongi.
EM.
Oh, and James Blunt?
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Bro, you gotta tear up.
Before they turn off all the lights,
I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. Time is gone. Tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. Time is gone.
Yeah, I have to watch the rest of the video later.
Don't worry.
Huh?
Go to it.
Oh, come on, man. No.
It's a tearjerker.
Really?
Yeah.
That video, yeah, that when he sang it the first time. Did we talk about this? Like how I was sitting on the
We're
on the
talking on
couch.
the podcast.
Oh, on the other
Yeah,
podcast, which you're gonna upload later tonight.
yeah.
The full podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about like how I was sitting on the couch like late, like one night last week, and I was like watching his first performance because that was his audition. His first audition
Yeah.
was he sang Monsters,
Mm.
and I was like sitting by myself. I'm not crying. You're crying.
You love watching like wait,
I do. Oh no, I don't.
I don't know. It's not sort of like depressing movies, but like
It,
tearjerker kind, like emotional. I'm into those kind of movies.
yeah, like I like movies that are based on true stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for sure, I love that. Yeah, but man, this like because especially because he lost his dad. Like
Right.
I think it was like 2 months before
Yeah.
American Idol,
Mm.
so it's still only like 4 or 5 months ago.
Mm.
Like it's not like that long ago.
Yeah.
So for him to go from like the low in his life, losing his dad to like winning American Idol, and it's not like him winning it like removes the pain of being of losing his dad, but like it's like, man, that's got to be bittersweet. Bro, I'm not gonna watch it.
You gotta watch it. We have to have a live reaction when you're watching it.
I'm gonna have to do the full like black man cry like that. So there's a so what I was we were watching, I think it was like American Idol or something once, and like you like see how like black people cry. So I'm half black, half white, so I get to make fun of all y'all. So like white people when they cry, they're like they're like this, eh? like so like like this, and then black people when they cry like it. Because like they were showing that, and, like the one scene is like the white person, like oh my gosh, the next scene, bro, it is so true. Yeah, there's that TikTok dance. They have this thing where they do this thing. I'm like, what does that have to do with? Does that have to do with like how black people wipe their nose?
I don't know.
You know?
Do they? Do they? What?
I don't know. Maybe you have to kind of like pause it. That's fine. Fuck. Oh my gosh. So yeah, congratulations to Ian. Definitely making all of us Islanders proud. That's so cool. And he's young, hey? Too.
He's 18 or
18 or something? Yeah, that's sick. So sick, dude. Man.
When you see them standing to each other, it looks like Ian's older than James Blunt. They're about the same age.
So did James Blunt, do you know if he wrote that song for his did he lose his dad and he wrote that song?
I really don't know.
Let's look this up, because that's what I wonder, because like it's like, man, how do guys write songs like that and then like if it's not a personal experience, because they perform it so well, So is Monsters a song James Blunt himself? Is Monsters a song about James Blunt himself?
How was the town though, man? You went to town today?
It was written by Blunt. Yeah, I went to town today. Rainy, running around. And that's why we were a bit late for the live. No, not too busy. Not too busy. But we got a couple additions for the studio. The old village studio. Blunt wrote Monsters to express his feelings about his father and his illness, almost as if it's a touching farewell to his father. In an interview with Good Morning Britain, Blunt said, "Really, that has been an amazing moment, because when you realize your father's mortality, it's a great opportunity to say to him, say the things I'd like to him. So I've written a song called Monsters for him." Oh, wow. So that's so like next level artist stuff, like writing a song for your writing a song talking as if like your father has passed away, like to invoke the emotions of like so that people say what they need to say to their dads. Because I know that when I listen to the song Monsters, I'm like, okay, I gotta text my dad. All
Mm.
right. Yeah.
I never heard it until EM sang it. I've
Yeah, you
never
never
heard
even
of the
heard the
song.
song Paragraphs either
Paragraphs. Yeah.
by James Blunt.
Oh yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
it's on James Blunt. And I feel like this song's gotta be bigger in Fiji. Like you guys got Postcard, sorry. This song.
Oh, I think so. I've heard of that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You're
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
anyways, that's a good song because it's got a sweet reggae vibe. Yeah. And James Blunt's voice is so unique.
Mm.
And he also does not age.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks the same. Like this song is like old, like 2013. So 10 years later, he still looks
Mm.
like the same person. Feels
Yeah,
like.
he does.
Yeah.
Well, when he was singing, he was like,
In with Monsters?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I thought, oh, is he having arthritis or? Because he was shaking. His
really?
voice shaking.
Maybe he's just like so emotional about it.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Ian was full on like tearing up, and then Katy Perry, and then everybody. Like,
Man. So it's crazy because like social media, like you can go from like zero to hero. Very few people like blow up on social media.
mm,
Like people are like, oh, behind me social media stuff. Like that's the thing. Like
yep.
YouTube, like celebrity, it's like the last you get to see like the results of like the last like 2 weeks. Like you don't realize how many long people have been doing it for.
Yeah.
But like that's the platform that like American Idol presents to people. Like you sing a song by James Blunt, and then 2 months later you perform the song with James Blunt.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
so accelerated. Like that's insane. Obviously he deserves it.
Yeah,
But
congratulations to you, man.
yeah, congratulations, Ian. From me. I know you're waiting to hear that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So oh yes, yes, yes. The stolen body parts. That's coming up still again.
Oh, EM Tong is watching right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, he's in the chat.
Hey,
Say
buddy,
hi.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
What's up? Good job. Good job, American Idol. I gotta if you wanna come to Fiji, you guys got a place to stay. You had to hit foist. Oh, we were talking about the meaning of like because I'm seeing the name here. This is totally separate. The name Kamikamiza.
Uh-huh.
Well, remember we were talking about Kamikamiza, like the word in Fijian means
Sweet.
sweet. Hey,
Yeah,
so kami Kamida means sweet,
sweet.
right?
Yeah.
And Kamikamiza is like really
Very
sweet,
sweet.
eh? Or very sweet, eh? Sweet, sweet.
Mm.
So the word before Kamida Kami,
Kami?
can that be divided? Can that be separated from the word Kamikamiza? Is it only ever used like that pretense Kami?
Kami. No.
Is it only ever used with that word?
Kami. Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever used Kami anything else?
No.
Only Kamikamiza?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, another word, yeah. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. Only in names. Calls, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's Kamineri.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's a side note. Is there any questions coming up? Hey, you guys gotta ask us some questions if you guys want.
What is it there? Midnight? It's midnight here.
Here?
There, Kevin Wright is saying.
Oh,
it's
okay,
midnight
okay.
in that place.
Okay.
So what time is it? It's
5:13.
yeah, 5:30.
5:13 here in Fiji.
Like
It's so.
any draw comments?
Drua comments. Yeah, that was a good game. That was like against the Waratahs, eh?
Oh.
I thought that was like a really, really winnable game for the Drua. I thought that they had many chances, but yeah, I'm an idiot, right? So like, take it from me. I'm not the rugby expert. I've played rugby for lots and lots of years, but I thought like watching the game, I thought the Drua could have challenged the breakdown more. I don't know what the strategy is. If like if there's like a breakdown when they challenge at the rucks, do they then leave gaps out wide? Because like I mean, the Waratahs a defense I feel like is way more structured around challenge at the breakdown because of their captain Michael Hooper, right? I mean, he's like the king of jackling the ball, right? Of breakdowns, right? So maybe it's more accented because we see them playing against the team, the
Mm.
challenge at the breakdowns a lot. But like I just I guess they won one or two balls for like for the other for Waratahs like holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
I would like to see them challenging more of the breakdown, but again, I'm an idiot. Um, and then like if you rewatch the game, like the Waratahs like inside backs are like offside, like 75% of the
A
whole
lot of
game.
time. Yeah.
Like they were offside for like all the time. Like you look like
Mhm.
the post and pillar positions are behind the back foot, and then like inside outside centers are like always like a step in front, like in front.
Mm.
And that like that step, that advantage that you get from like being just ever so slightly like offside
Mm.
gives you like they totally shut down all of our attacks. Like we had such
Yeah.
a hard time getting the ball out wide and distributing the ball.
Yeah.
I thought that like, and I think that was largely because they weren't calling them for their offsides.
Mm.
But
Was it most of the time it was in the back of the ref, or did they just didn't
I don't know.
see?
Actually, I
They
don't
just
know.
didn't see.
I just felt like, I mean, the TMO's there, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I was seeing it, so I
Mm.
felt like they could have seen it.
Mm. True.
Um, but I guess like your trick to what you do to counter that is like throw a couple missed passes, like
Mm.
to distribute the ball wider, faster. That
Mm.
would be your what you
Mm.
should do. But yeah, I thought it was a super winnable game. I think they tried their best. Tamani's like, man, he's a beast, hey. Like, I can't believe it.
Mm.
Why are you smiling?
Coach Jonathan Fundra.
Yeah, right. No.
How's Bono live, Jonathan, from Tires Vamarasi?
Honolulu, it's wet and rainy, and it's supposed to be dry and sunny and
Yeah.
cold. It's so humid right now. It's so humid.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, sugarcane crushing season is supposed to open. I had somebody say to me when I was in town, they're like, "Yeah, this is the effects of climate change." Like, is it? I don't
Mm.
know. Like, I mean, sure, okay,
Yeah.
like, prove it. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say about like climate. I don't know what to say about climate change. I don't even know if it's real or if it's like that's actually such a controversial thing to like talk about.
Yeah.
But like you're like, oh, of course it's real. Like you see what's happening to our oceans and stuff. It's like, yeah, you see how people are spraying Rambo up in the bush, like next to the streams, and then that all flows down into the river and or into the rivers and kills the corals like
Yeah.
out on the coastline. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like for sure, like climate change and like rising temperature like bleaches the corals and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. But
Uh-huh.
like, I mean, I feel like there's also like huge like cycles that the Earth goes through, right? Like
Yeah.
ice age and then extreme heat, and then it's like, so how much of that is contributed to us, polluting the environment,
Right.
and how much is that like um just like the cycle of the world?
Uh-huh.
I definitely think there's like some like I've said before, constructive thing to do, like come up with like good solutions for like dealing with our rubbish. How's Vanuatu? It's lots of rubbish, honestly. That's how Vanuatu is. Um, I'd like to see it be more capitalized on. I guess that would mean that there has to be like more strict punishment for people who are like littering.
Yeah.
Um, somebody told me was it Australia or New Zealand? That is also a very offensive thing to say when you can't remember. So this is like Fijian Canadian guy saying I can't remember where it was, but like Australians and New Zealanders don't want to like you to be confused about where it was. But there was like a program there when they were like kids, and it was like you start whoever did like littering, like they in the commercial is like they call them like a tosser, tosser, you tosser,
Tosser.
yeah, because like he's tossing rubbish,
Oh,
but like
Tosser.
yeah, you tosser, and I
Mm.
think tosser. I don't know what the definition of tosser is. I think it's like imbecile or like
Okay.
bloody idiot or something like that. Like,
Okay.
something like kind of like you're
You Tosser.
yeah, you tosser. Yeah. It's just like an offensive thing to call somebody.
Mm.
And so I guess that commercial worked really well because it apparently caught on when my friend was like in like high school, young adult age.
Mm.
And like people would like if they saw that, they just like yell at them, "Hey, you tosser." And so maybe we need
For
something that
us, hey, you Cosa.
Iyo, ako na. Over here. So
Hey, you Cosa.
yeah, you could. Maybe we're like, but maybe we need like something viral like that because like it is like well, I guess it comes down to like it's like an ownership thing, I guess. Like how much do you like what's gonna happen to your like it's classic is driving behind like a one of the buses here and you see like the fish parcel like things just being like
Yeah, yeah,
thrown out, like
they're not.
the bag and the styrofoam
Uh,
and like
out the window.
plastic and
Phew.
poof, poof, get thrown out the window when you're driving behind the buses or whatever they're eating. But like the biggest ones you notice are those fish parcel like
Mm,
bags. And it's like it just feels like who's gonna come and clean up after you? Like where
mm,
do you think what's gonna happen to that? Like, can you just wait to like just like take it home or put it in the rubbish like when you get to town or
yeah,
whatever, you know?
yeah.
But there hasn't been enough like awareness around it. Awareness, I mean, like people understanding, like seeing what are the effects of like where does this rubbish go? Not like necessarily into our ocean, but like, hey, somebody's got to clean this up, and it comes from your tax dollars.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Or something like there is a payment, and we're all paying for it. Like,
mm,
or or some applicable things like putting out doing commercials. Like I'd be happy if some of my tax money went to commercials that told people about like, hey, at every bus stand there's going to be a rubbish bin. So like hold on to your rubbish until you get to the bus stand and throw it in the rubbish.
yeah.
Right? And then like just like run that commercial like over and over and over again so people just know like I don't have to just throw this out on the road. Like because I'm like, dude, Van Leeuwen was so small. Like the average width of Van Leeuwen was 33 kilometers. That's not far. That means like the average person can walk like 5 kilometers an hour. So that means like in 6 hours you can walk from one side of Van Leeuwen to the other side. Not the length, but the width, right?
Right.
So it's like when we're like everybody's just like polluting or like throwing rubbish like this. Like it's such a small place. It's almost like just throwing it in your own yard. That's what
Mm,
I think. Like you don't
yeah.
care about like your place.
Mm,
Like it just seems like irresponsible to me,
mm,
and it's just like lack of ownership. And to me, like I almost actually draw it up to. I get so like worked up about it, and I was never like this. I used to be a tosser myself, and then I don't know something just changed in me, and I was like, it just started taking me off. Like, and maybe it's because just like being in places where like you didn't see anybody doing it, so when somebody did it, you're like, are you serious right now, dude?
yeah.
Like, grow up. Like you're being a little child. Like,
Mm,
pick up your rubbish and put it in the garbage bin. It's like And so I just had that mentality, and so now when I see it, I'm like, "Oh, you're a bad person. Like, you have, like, a lack of character."
mm,
I almost, like, take it, like, that far. I'm like, "That's a character flaw for you."
mm,
Like, if I was doing a job interview and, like, I saw you, like, toss out rubbish, I'd be like, "You don't have the job. I don't want you working for me." Because like, that's, like, a lack of ownership.
mm,
Yeah, that's what I think.
mm,
So, like, little things that, like, point to bigger things, and I think, like, tossing rubbish can be a sign of some of those things.
mm.
I know that some guy I have an uncle who takes people golfing, and like in golf, like when you golf with a partner, sometimes like you have to pick up your ball and like you put down a marker for where you're like
Yep.
when you both like drive it or you're both on the putt. Like usually it's when you get to the green, like close
Yep.
to the hole,
Mm,
you like pick up your ball when it's that person's turn, so it doesn't interfere with their putt, and
right.
you like put a little marker on the ground. So he'll watch like if he's like gonna do a business deal with somebody, he'll go golfing with them, and he'll watch like where they pick up the ball if they like pick up the ball and like put the thing a few inches in front, like to see,
Ah,
and it's like a test, like because
okay.
he knows like if they cheat in golf, then for sure they're gonna cheat in business.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Smart.
yeah. So like that's what, and I know lots of entrepreneurs do that or businessmen do that. Like they take you golfing to test you. Yeah, to see like how well you do under competition. They'll like beak you, like make fun of you. Or it's like, oh wow, well, try again next time and see how
Yep.
you perform, right? Not that
Yep.
like you have to be a good golfer,
Yep.
but just see like what you're like in a competitive
Mm,
kind of
mm,
situation. So I think
mm.
I love that kind of stuff.
I wanna go back to what you said
Mm,
about the town council.
yeah,
Like they're not taking any initiative on like maybe make a commercial out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
they could hire us.
They can hire us.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you guys are listening right now, we can do that for you. I
yeah,
mean, you're right because we don't see. There's so much talk about climate change in Fiji
but it's very simple things that we don't
that we don't do.
almost do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like I would love to do that. I
Mm.
would love to do a commercial for. Well, I don't even know, like town and country planning, or is that like council? That's almost just like the government. The federal government would have to hire us. I feel
Yep.
like the big government
Mm.
to do like a program about it.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
because
Mm.
like yeah, I guess I'm passionate about it. Like I just don't like it. Like seeing people throwing stuff out the windows,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then like you see it in the ditch, and it's like I want like people to come to Fiji and feel like like one of the things that like if there's anything that people say when they go to other countries, it's like it's clean or it's dirty,
Mm.
especially like tourists. Like,
Mm.
oh yeah, it's really nice, but it's so dirty, right? Like people are beautiful, but it's really dirty. Or
Yeah.
like, man, it's like we had a good time in Bali, and it's like, and you always hear this about Indonesia and Bali and stuff like that.
So clean.
So clean, everywhere is so clean,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh, like that's just something that stands out to people
Mm.
for sure. Like, cause you're getting off the plane and you're coming from a place that might like it has way more resources than Fiji and has people to go and pick up rubbish and
Yep.
um and there's other programs too that you can utilize like um because not everybody has the ability to give money like as a business to sponsor like us. Like people come to me all the time for like sponsorships and requesting stuff like that.
Mm.
But I don't have money to do a lot of these stuff. Like I sponsored the Newtown rugby team
Mm.
and that was honestly like I shouldn't have done that. Like as far as like a financial thing goes, but like I love like where they what they stood for in the
Yep.
community and like what they do with the boys like is very ministry focused and like
Yep.
their focus is like in a poor community with like displaced and misplaced like younger guys and like
Mm.
giving them like some purpose
Mm.
and giving them like a safe place to be and work
Right.
hard and sweat and stuff like that. So that's why I did it, right? Like
Right.
really
Right.
like the financial gain like we talked about in one episode, like where there has to when a business sponsors somebody, like there should be like something like I'll give you guys my money and like I'm gonna get my brand out there more. That
Mm.
didn't really line up in that situation, but like what you could do too, I guess, is like you could you could like divide like say the highway from like Lamy to Nabua, right, or something like that. Like
Mm.
what if you divided that into like 10 sections, right? And you basically sold off each section to like a different business
Right.
or like a club, and they got a road sign, right?
Mm.
Like this area of highway is maintained by the Waka family,
Right.
right?
Mm.
That's promotion. I'm not having to give you anything. Me and Steph and the kids and maybe some guys from the village, we might go out there and clean it, once a month or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So instead, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's publicity. Now I have a sign on. I'm not talking a billboard, but like I've seen that in Canada. Like this place is this section of highway. The next 3 kilometers is managed and cleaned by this business or by like this youth group
Mm.
or something like that.
Mm.
I don't know. It's publicity, right?
I don't know.
And now you know, and now I expect a phone call from somebody. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it
Question:
up.
do you use the river for bathroom if there's no water in the village?
Not as a bathroom, but for bathing, yes. sometimes I sometimes I threaten Steph I'll take a poo in the river. She gets so angry. Hey Steph? So yes, we use it for bathing, but we did not use it for the bathroom. I think me and the boys went down at like 8 at night
Mm.
because of school holidays, right? And we just like they love like going down at night for whatever reason. Like they love swimming in the dark, and so like we all like went down and just
Skinny
like
dipping.
skinny dipping. No, I was not skinny. They were skinny dipping, sure. Um, but it definitely comes in handy, and it's way like more refreshing than the shower
Mm.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
has it ever like in a year it dries up and
No,
like there's no
never.
water here in the
No,
village? No.
never. It's never gone dry.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really, really low in the dry season, but it never gets dry. And it's
Mm.
so nice. Like I don't know what I prefer. If I prefer like salt water
Mm.
or fresh water. I don't know. If you had to choose one, like if you had to just choose one, what would you choose?
Fresh.
Fresh?
Mm.
Yeah. You? Salt?
Yeah, it's from the salt water.
Yeah.
Motoriki.
Motoriki.
Choose
Kuro is
one.
behind the camera. Yeah, choose one.
I think salt water before, then after salt water, then
After salt water, then choose fresh water. So go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You're saying.
Uh,
Yeah, I prefer fresh water from seawater.
yeah, I would. If it came to like, if I had to survive off something, I pick salt water because the ocean has fish and big
Okay.
fish. You know what I mean? Like if it's a survival thing.
Oh yeah, I
When
got
it
it.
comes like So when it comes to like, but like cleanliness or bathing or like being refreshed, for sure, fresh water. But like when it comes to, and I personally know people who live in Fiji from overseas because they believe that like honestly, and this might be a stretch for some people, and like it might be hard to believe, but there's people living in Fiji right now because they think it's end times,
Mm.
and they living here because they think like and who knows, not they think like it might happen, like because like there's been threats of it, like that the grid might get shut down, like in the states, and like when in the states, like or in Canada, if you don't have electricity or if you have no natural gas coming into your house, like you die, you'll freeze to death. And so they move to Fiji because they get a freehold by the water, they buy a boat, and they just have a garden in the backyard, and so they know like, and they have solar and running water like borehole, and so like they know that like they don't need anything other than what's already on the land, and they can live off the ocean.
Mm.
And so, I mean, there's somebody in the village right now who has a kid, or who was in the village, who has a baby, and they moved to a coastal village where the wife is from
Mm.
because the baby's actually just like weaning off of breast milk and going to like solid food. And so because they couldn't afford to like, pay for like for what do you call this, like Cerelac and like, all the stuff that babies, need.
Yeah.
So they moved to the ocean because there's fish and all that stuff there, so they can like live off of the
Mhm.
ocean. Yeah. So
You know.
I mean, I digress, but there's different, like, yeah, I pick the river for bathing and the ocean for surviving,
Mm.
I guess.
Good answer.
You could also survive at the river, though.
There's
Like, there's
fish.
fish here.
Mm.
Oh, that's tough, eh?
Mm.
But the thing about rivers is they can be blocked and they can stop flowing, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, or they can
Yeah,
go, they can run
yeah,
dry, right?
there's little fish.
Yeah, there's lots of fish. Eel
Tilapia,
here, tilapia, malaya,
tuna.
kanroka, tuna, eel.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's definitely stuff here. And I have a slingshot, so I'll be fed forever.
Oh, this. Hi, Ryan Ready again.
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Please search Bali beach pollution. Is there anywhere in Fiji that has garbage collecting at the beach?
Uh, that's a good question. Bali beach pollution? Looking up right now.
Mm.
So, GCC meets this week, huh?
Yeah. Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh.
I, I wonder what the like. Do they reveal like the what's going to be talked about? Like Parliament is public, right? Like you can watch it on TV, can't you?
Yeah.
Like the what do they call it?
Oh, to put it out like that? No, I
Yeah,
don't think so.
they don't.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, wow! Holy smokes, Bali beach pollution, huh? Crazy.
Yeah. Chat. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tia? How you doing?
Oh,
Living
coach.
that solo life,
Mhm.
looking after animals and stuff. I know Tia,
Mhm.
so shout out to Tia. Thanks for joining in.
Coach Jonathan Vandura, sponsored by Waka.
Yeah. Yeah, one day for sure. One day the Waka logo will be on the front of the Drua jersey. Actually, probably first it'll be on the front of the Drua jersey, and then it'll be on the front of the Flying Fijians jersey. So by 2031, the Waka logo's got to be on there.
Mhm.
That's my personal goal. Yeah. Again, guys, we're live, so I'm a parent live. What?
I can take this.
What?
This.
No, that's my money.
Mama, give it to me.
Or she gave it to you?
Yeah,
Okay, you can have it then.
I can take it out. This.
For what? What do you want to buy?
No, we play money.
You're playing money? That sounds like a game you're gonna lose because you're 4 years old. Yeah. Maybe just take one money and give the rest with me. Yeah?
Why?
Because there's like you have about $1 in here, so why don't you just take 20 cents, invest it wisely, save some. There's $1, so you spend 20%, eh? And you have $2 in your hand. Give this one to me. Okay, you take that then. Take it, and then put this one back in your room, or keep it with me, and I'll keep it. I'll give it to you when you come back. Right? All right, great. Wise decisions. Yeah, I was thinking about this other day. Like, I realized, and it might seem like I've like laid this all out, but it's actually pretty something I kind of like just like realized in the back of my mind, Waka's like mission is to create employment opportunities through the responsible utilization of our resources. The vision is to be the most like innovative company in the South Pacific by 2031. So, but for me, like my my belief, and I don't know if it's my mission, but like I guess it is a mission. Oh, getting lali.
Calling.
Colleen, yeah. Colleen. Um, my belief is that like honest Christian businessmen can change the world, and so that's what like wakes me up every morning. Like when it comes to like work or like business, because like the grind is slow for sure, but like I believe like every business that is one more business owned by a Christian guy or girl is is another step closer to like hiring people and having customers walk into a store by a person that like is in with character traits and values that are reflect the Bible.
Mm.
But then like my like uh bragging rights or like my thing that I want, like fancy cars and boats and stuff like that. It's cool. Like I got to see the Waka logo on the front of the Flying Fijians jersey by 2031. So that's my selfish goal. And then, but my belief is that Christian business people can change the world. So yeah. Do you got anything else? Let me check the story. I posted a story like right before this. Oh, excuse me.
Fuzzy Bear on the Muppets gives you free advertising. He always says waka waka.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Actually, I think somebody's mentioned that before. Yeah.
He's from Normally. Oh, it's Normally. She's always, I don't know. Normally is a he or she.
Norm.
Normally.
The first name is Norm.
Yep.
That's a dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Waka waka. Love it. How many business do you run in and out of Fiji? This is from ess.vva on Instagram. How many businesses do you run in and out of Fiji? So in Fiji, I have two registered companies, so Waka PT Limited and Fresh PT Limited, under which we run under the banner of Fresh. We run Fresh Tea and Coffee, the business. So um, that's all that we really have there right now. The Waka brand is, yeah, like what we're trying to do is we're trying to build out the Fresh brand so that it can stand alone from all the Waka stuff. So if we ever did um like franchise, that people can stand alone, I guess, from us, like so we can help promote it, so it's Fresh by the Waka family, then we can go to Fresh by Waka, and then we can just stand alone as Fresh. And so eventually, if we build this company out with like a bunch of franchises and stuff like that, somebody else could acquire it, like another business of whatever sorts. They could acquire us and acquire it and buy us out, basically.
Mm.
So working towards an exit, I guess, one day. And like that's not what's on my mind right now, but like I'm always thinking about exiting companies, like as far as even just like with my own time. Like how do I set up a business to make money and I don't have to be there all the time?
Mm.
And then in Canada, we have one cleaning company called Organic and Clean. And so obviously, as the name says, we use all organic products. And so that's based in Kelowna, British Columbia. And so I'd say like, yeah, we're the most popular cleaning company in our city. Um, and so I think if you search cleaning services in Kelowna, like you'll get will pop up. So that's the Kelowna. I'm actually curious right now. Kelowna population. Okay, so yeah, so our cleaning, so big, yeah, nice size. So we just have one, and so we've set that company up in Canada as like a, what do you want to call it? Like passive income, I guess is what they call it.
Mm.
So it runs itself. We have an awesome manager there that looks after everything, and so But the danger when you set up businesses and you walk away from them, and even though they like keep making you money, is like if your business isn't moving forward, then like it's moving backwards. So the hard part about being in Fiji and like still running or operating that business is like being innovative with it and
Mm.
like coming up with new stuff and like new marketing and like trying to be on the leading edge still of that stuff, being so far away. So
Mm.
that is the hard part, is like you can create passive income, but passive income is never truly like completely passive. Like what you need is like you almost need to be like a venture capitalist, just like giving your money out and just
Mm.
making, and then people just like paying you back with interest or
Mm.
something. So like it's not truly passive. We still do put in a few hours every month, but it allows us to be here and to fund this right now. Because like up till this point, like the coffee shop hasn't put a single cent in our pocket.
Mm.
So like, because there was investment that went into starting it, and so like you got to get your capital back, and then you can start talking about the money that you've made. But it's definitely doing well for sure. But and you don't have to start so you have to start with such like a capital heavy kind of endeavor. And actually, I want to make a video with you on this, Dewey,
Mm.
like about like just like walk around the community and talk about like businesses that people can start, like just give people ideas.
Ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that'd be a
yeah.
great idea to do.
Because like I was just like thinking like I was
Things that
thinking
you
about
see.
yeah,
Sorry.
because I was like just stood outside. I'm like, what? People are like always like, oh, you have to have capital. It's like, no, you don't have to have capital. Like that's not what it takes. Like we didn't have capital. People look at us now, and we have capital, and it's like, yeah, but like that capital came from a time when we didn't have capital. All we had was our time,
Mm.
and so like Stephanie went around like cleaning houses for free, and I was like, running all these little side hobbies, buying and selling cars and motorbikes and stuff on the side, like working after hours, trying to like make money. And so now like it's not like we made it, but like you don't if you just snapshot the last 3 years of our lives that we've been on social media, like it doesn't give you the full picture.
Mm.
But yeah, like I was even just like standing outside the store. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good video. I was like, what could we do? I was
Yeah.
like, well, like there's people at farms, right? Who like live in rural and they come into town, every once in a while with their old vehicles or
Right.
their cars or whatever. And it's like all the businesses in Sanganga have no garbage disposal.
Mm.
Like I pay somebody like however much a month if they like walked into my business and they're like, hey, I'll pick up your garbage for you and take it back to my farm and burn it or whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Like if you give me this much every month, we could like figure out a deal.
Mm.
Like that's like easy. Like that will cover their fuel to come in, their shop. You know what I mean? Like if they
Right.
did that with
Right.
all the businesses in town
Mm.
and just took it out to their farm and
Mm.
had a big pit and they burned it every once
Yeah.
in a while. Like, and I was like, look at the police station. I'm like, or the teachers. Like police always need like their shoes. At least they used to. Like their shoes are supposed to be so shiny, like starched clothes, like,
Yep.
and a lot of them are like young working professionals, so like
Mm.
they work long shifts. And so like, what if you offer like a laundry service for them, like where you like wash and fold the laundry and bring it, deliver it back to their house, or like teachers, like doctors up at the health center. Like, what if you did like chopping vegetables for them, like doing all their
Ready-made.
food prep,
Oh.
doing all their food prep. All they have to do is cook it because most like seems like 90% of like the cooking. Oh, good. You didn't spend that much. Good. 90% of the cooking is just like prep and like cleanup, not even the cooking itself. Like cooking is actually fun, right?
Mm.
So yeah, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Go ask mom. You have to ask mom.
Like, remember what that guy said in Samsung?
What? Oh,
Your time is your capital.
your time is your capital. Yeah. And so like for there is a time in everybody's life where like your time is your capital.
Mm.
Like you don't have other kinds of capital. Like other people have like monetary, like money capital. Sometimes you have like real estate capital.
Mm.
So that you have a bunch of assets, that can be turned into capital. But it's like for everybody at one point in their life, like your time was your capital.
Yeah.
And that's all you had.
Mm.
And like that changes over time. But like in the beginning, like stop just thinking about like getting a loan and like doing all this stuff.
Mm.
Like I don't know if I want to like put this out there, but like there's a guy that wants to start a business and he's talked about doing it with me, but I need to see some things in him because he hasn't given me the confidence and he knows how to manage money, like as far as like the people or taking credit for the work that he does. But like now he's going. He told me the other day that he's gonna go and try to get a loan from FDB, right? But like if somebody like him, like now he's got to like come up with like 20% or something of the loan, like
Mm.
to like give us like a showing of good faith, basically like an initial deposit,
Mm.
before he gets the loan. And I'm like, dude, if you put together like forget about them, put
Mm.
together a package for me, and like where I could like give you the capital you need and
Mm.
give me part of your business.
Right.
Like maybe you don't have to, maybe I'll pay for everything. I'll fit out your little shop and I'll buy all the equipment and
Mm.
like make it a nice space. And then I'll just take 20% off of, or I'll take 50% of everything you make after the expenses. I'll take 50% of the profit until my loan is paid off. And then from there, I'll like cut down to 20%
Mm.
or something,
Mm.
like,
Mm.
so like that way you get to start the business. You don't put in any of your own money. All the risk is on me at that point.
Mm.
You just cut 50% of everything that like you profit. And then once the loan is paid off, like,
Yeah.
but like maybe this is like, maybe me just saying this can open up somebody's mind to something, or
Mm.
like share this with somebody, like, you know, figure out what minute this is in this video and like share it with somebody. But like, I think if you're just struggling, or if you're stuck on like just, I need money, think of like more creative ways to like try to get the money.
Yep.
Like instead of just going to the bank, they're just, banks make money off of your interest, right?
Mm.
So like approach somebody who like really loves to do business like me, and like make me an offer.
Mm.
Like I'm not me, but like anybody, there's lots of business
Mm.
people out there, right?
Mm.
And like, but first people need to see proof of like your hustle and the fact like you're going to go out and get it,
Mm.
basically.
Mm.
So there's so many ways to get after it. It's just like all the people who get upset are the people who make the excuses, right?
Mm.
And once you, like I always say, like once you can't make excuses, you start telling lies. Like, and that's like, once people, like if people are jealous of you, they'll start telling lies about you, like because they can't make any excuses. Or you might even start telling lies about yourself, like I can't do it, or I'm not good enough. And it's like don't make excuses, but don't start telling lies about yourself. Like you can do it, and like there's creative ways to do it, right? So like
Mm.
reach out. Yeah.
Okay.
um
Another question
oh yeah.
here. Alrighty. When you do franchise your coffee shop, will franchisees get a seat of the board or have some influence with marketing, direction of the company, strategies, menu, food development?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a really good question. um I I guess that would depend on like your level of investment, probably. Like if you just purchase like a zone, and like that's it. But if you like went above and beyond and you wanted like some portion of the company, then like of course things are open to discussion,
Mm.
I think. Like, I mean, it has to be, it should be like a win-win for everybody. And like, but yeah, the franchise store owners also need to be able to have a say, right?
Mm.
And so like this is a great question, because like you asking me that question has made me aware of something, like, because I'm not even, um I'm working towards that, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. But now that's on my mind. So like now that, because we're making this content, and Ryan's asked, is Ryan it?
Right.
Ryan ready? Yeah. So thanks for asking that question, because that's something that I need to think about. And like I actually am going to be looking for examples that I can replicate of people who have franchised before, that have left like a template behind, or like have left a road for people who want to like come behind them, because
Mm.
like I want to see, like, this is something like, yeah, if somebody buys into into your franchise, or buys your name, like you already have the menu, and it's like, what if the menu is like not working as well, and like something else will actually work better?
Mm.
Then like there probably should be like a board, right?
Mm.
Of people that like sit down and like decide on these kinds of things, and
Mm.
like vote. um or maybe not, or maybe that would be like too many decisions, too many decision makers, and not enough people to like roll it out.
Mm.
So that's the thing about franchising as well, is that it does get complicated because of those kinds of things, and also because then like you have people running your brand, and like making a bad name for you if they don't do the job properly, right?
Mm.
So yeah.
Another question from him.
Mhm.
What are some of the brands, influences, companies that you take inspiration from?
Mm, that I take inspiration from probably, yeah, Tesla, like just Elon Musk and his personal brand. So
Mm.
we talked about that like not long ago. Um, who else? You know what? Can I think about this?
Mm.
Because can we write this down?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I'm gonna write this down actually, Ryan, because I want to talk about this next time. So
Another question,
yeah,
Tangane. Can anyone invest with you guys?
who inspires us? Business, like who? What businesses inspire us?
What are some just brands, influences, yeah, businesses, companies that you take inspiration from?
I take a lot of inspiration from a company called Saint Normal, SESTNORMAL, Saint Normal. It's a company. It's a clothing brand, I guess, run by John Olson.
Mm.
So I I love the way that John Olson has turned his personal vlogs and brand into like a full on clothing brand. He has a bunch of other businesses on the side.
John Olsen?
Yoon Olson, I guess. I don't know. John Olson, yeah.
Oh,
JONOLSSON. John Olson. So he's an ex Red Bull athlete skier, alpine
oh,
like skier.
oh man, I was thinking of Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah, no, John Olson. John Olson. So love that brand
Okay.
for sure.
No, no question from normally. Um,
Did
oh
we?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
it?
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, Tangani. Can anyone invest with you guys?
In that way,
Oh,
but that's the direction that we're going. Like it's like for me to be able to like make content like this and like show you guys like what we're trying to do. Like it just like it feels like that has to be the next step. In the
mm,
is like we gotta I'll backtrack. Like I used to live in Africa, and like
mm,
it's like pretty common opinion in Africa. Like the worst, and I'm not saying that this is, and I just heard it from a lot of people that like the worst thing that's happened to Africa is all the free money.
mm,
Like that has like absolutely crippled that continent.
mm,
Like all of like the money that rolls in from these NGOs and just like with such high overhead, they set up these huge, they have management, these huge warehouses, and all the fanciest, newest vehicles when we were in Africa were always these NGOs, always, and
mm,
that's like donor money that gets spent, and like 2 cents of every dollar makes it to like the end user, and so like we gotta figure out a way to like better utilize like foreign cash coming into Fiji, and so I think that like the next progression of this whole like social media thing is that we give people an opportunity to like invest in companies or in businesses like that aren't necessarily going to be 100% like 100% like gonna like, that's no business gonna win right all the time, like you're gonna lose sometimes, but at least it's just not like, hey, here's $50 and like hope that you know
yeah.
they do what they're gonna say. At least you're gonna know that we didn't do what we're saying we're doing, and you're gonna be able to like track the progress, right?
Mm,
So for sure, um, those opportunities are coming in the future because there also is a lot of the Fijian diaspora.
mm,
Diaspora? Yeah. There's lots of Fijian and South Pacific people spread across the world, like Australia, New Zealand, US, UK, even up into Norway and Sweden. Like you guys are like we're everywhere. We're everywhere. And like there's a lot of us that make money and send money back home,
mm,
and like it'd be fun. Like I said before, instead of just like increasing taxes, like increase the taxpayers. Like increase so like I feel like a really fun way to do this instead of just sending money back home is like, hey, let's create businesses that like you can say like I'm an investor in this business in Fiji and we employ this many people.
mm,
Like that's sweet. Like say for like my parents are business partners with us. They're in Canada and they can say like, hey, we employ this many people at this place in Sanganga. They're never here, right? So that's like that's their money, their hard-earned money at work, and they get to watch it through all the content that we put out.
okay. From normally,
Yeah.
you mentioned turmeric growing wild in your area.
Mhm.
We pay a lot of money here for it. It's a sought after health supplement.
Yeah, yeah. We are going to try to capitalize on that. The problem is that Fiji is in competition with places like India and other places that have many more logistical advantages over Fiji to get turmeric out of Fiji. So what we need to do is value add to turmeric in a way that like is like Fiji water and like exotic, like organic Fijian turmeric,
Mm.
like to add to your whatever how you want to prepare it,
Yeah.
your smoothie or like your energy drink in the morning or whatever, right?
Mm.
Like it's got to be marketed in a way that like makes it attractive because it needs to attract that higher dollar figure. So the easiest way to like make more money is to sell to people who pay more money.
Mm.
And so like Fijian turmeric, it just can't be like in a powder form in like a big bulk bin in your like local like Walmart or superstore. Like it's got to be in like a sexy package on the shelf that like people are like, okay, I gotta have that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Hibiscus tea is a big health business too.
hibiscus tea. I've never thought about that
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, because it is. It's true. I know that. Yeah, never thought about it though.
Look it up.
We tried
Yeah.
tonight.
Mm.
We'd still die. I got a question here. Um, what is from Corioanes? Oh, response. So Corioane. What is the most challenging thing about trying to establish a business or your brand in Fiji? Um, I guess it would be all the red tape. Like you feel it's kind of like uh being a tourist in Fiji. Like there's so many unknowns. Like you kind of got to have an adventurous spirit to like do it out here. And for people who just want to be like log into like your online portal and like get all the licenses approved within a week, and then like it just all comes to your email inbox, like that's not Fiji.
Mm.
So you got to be willing to like go out and check in on these places, check in and where's my application and what's going on, and like do all this stuff. So the hardest part is all the red tape that you have to deal with, and it's the part that like I'm always the most excited to get through, because like when you're trying to start a business, it's like if you I'm just always waiting for the point where like I'm not waiting on other people, like where the whole like plot of the story is now in my hands to like to take care of. Because
Mm.
for so long when you're starting a business in Fiji, it feels like, oh my goodness, like I can't do anything because like I'm just waiting for that person. But it's nice to like, if you're a hustler, like it's nice when it's in your hands because you're like, okay, now I just get to grind, and like
Mm.
I know that like it's up to me to do the next thing.
Mm.
And so yeah, that's why that's why the franchise model would be like so successful, I think, is because
Mm.
like we could take care of all the red tape for everybody, because like now we have contacts and we have people who know people, and like they always say in Fiji, it's not like it's who you know or whatever they always say. And so it's not that like it's not about bribing people, it's about like the fact that like the country knows that, like you're here to like do a good thing, and so like we know that like your application is for real,
Mm.
and like we should expedite it, because that means that like a bunch of people are gonna get a job, or like a community will be able to thrive, or whatever that is. So hopefully with the franchise model, when we go in that direction, like we'll be able to take care of that, and you can just invest and like get what you like, just get to running the business, because that's the whole point of buying a franchise, is you're just buying cash flow. Like you're not having to do all the crap that we did. You just get you pay a bunch of money because we took care of it for you, and then and like you get all the process, all the procedures, and all of that stuff, right? And all the licenses and whatnot. So
Starbucks buying us.
yeah, Starbucks, yeah, Starbucks Fiji. Actually, I want to do our own blend of coffee, and I want to do our own blend of our own chocolate as well. I was in the comments with Bula Coffee because they just started buying. I don't know if I should be even talking. Whatever.
Mm.
Like Bula Coffee, they made it public on Facebook. They're buying cocoa, wild cocoa
Mm.
in Noronha.
Mm.
And so I commented on his post. I'm like, hey, wouldn't mind doing like a Bula Coffee fresh. What did I say? Bula fresh coffee blend, or a chocolate, a Bula fresh chocolate, and then we could like melt the chocolate and use it in like a mocha. You know,
Oh.
like our own, like imagine like a Fijian chocolate with Fijian coffee. It's like, ooh, sick, eh?
Kawa chocolate too.
Yeah, waka. Yeah, so that's the problem with that's also another good reason that we took the fresh brand with the food industry is because in Fiji, like waka is a global brand, and so fresh is like probably going to be more of like a South Pacific thing. That's what I say right now. I mean, who knows? But
Mm.
fresh also has the ability to go beyond our borders. But like with the waka brand starting off in Fiji, if we're like waka tea and coffee, people are gonna be like, oh, like you can go like have a bowl of grog and have like coffee, or like the coffee's like mixed with, kava. Like what's going on, So I was like, we could do like because I talked to Bula Coffee and I was like, what about? As I was typing, I'm like, maybe like a Bula Waka chocolate. I'm like, that'd be so confusing for people. People would think like there's like kava, like angona in the chocolate.
Mm.
It's just like, yeah, it might get confusing. Anyways, is there any must answer questions left? Or can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're free to sign off. You guys gotta go eat dinner. We appreciate everybody joining us today. This was definitely last minute. I was running around Limbasa. We got this sweet like new light. How does it look right now?
So
Really?
good.
Is it better than our old school setup?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking it to the next level. Yeah,
Thank you, Jonati.
yeah. Yeah, thank you to Janadi for this though. This did get us by. I mean, it still does. Like our solars out here. Also,
Nemani Nadolo give that to us.
Nems, thanks for this, brother. If you're watching this, Nems, because I know you watch a lot of our stuff, like there's a guy who gave this to us who people think looks a lot like you, so which is funny. But Janadi, also known as Nemani Nadolo, thank you very much for this light. We appreciate it very much. See you later.